Everything is weird.
Yeah.
Hi, my name is Sydney. Welcome back to my channel. As per usual, before we do the thing, this video is sponsored by Surfshark. And I'm sure you're all very surprised by that. So when I originally started writing this video, I wanted to talk about the phenomenon of women, and especially young women, creating lewd and nude content online and getting paid for it. And why the meme accounts I follow keep promoting them. Trust me when I say that the ratio of butts to memes is very disappointing. Like, I don't even know why this is a thing. I'm here to laugh, not develop secondhand daddy issues. Anyway, what I found instead was the idea that OnlyFans and similar content and websites like it are driven by loneliness, not only in the male subscribers who consume this content, but in the female models, for lack of a better term, who create it. And I think that's significantly more interesting, and I dare say more important, than memes and butts. Stop doing this. Seriously. It ruins my whole day. Platforms like OnlyFans, where subscribers pay a monthly fee to see content from specific creators, mostly nude and lewd content, have exploded in popularity this year especially. I guess that's what happens when 2020 society becomes a bag of d***. While accurate data is difficult to find in relation to this, an article from April of this year said that OnlyFans had a 75% increase in signups, with more than 170,000 new users each day, with another website suggesting that it now has well over 100 million registered users, 97 million of which are only consuming content. Similar websites such as Patreon have also experienced rapid growth this year as many people have found themselves out of work. But we've seen not safe for work content all over social media before, on Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, and so on, and it's very clear that there's quite a big market for it. I'm not gonna lie, I could do with seeing a lot less of it on Twitter. That is a place exclusively for political pile-ons. I don't want to see your no-no square. But what's funny about OnlyFans and websites just like it is that consumers of this content go out of their way to pay for it. In fact, if you do a quick search on YouTube, there are plenty of women attesting to how much money they've made or giving instruction on how to sell videos and photos of this nature. But the question plenty of people have been asking has less to do with why women are doing this, but rather why people are paying for this service, so to speak, when they can effectively access it elsewhere for free. But before we get into answering that question, let's hear what
makes those clips, you know, like a woman smoking and the guy just
oh, that stock footage is hilarious. Yes.
Yeah, like, oh man, second time watching it. Third time.
It's probably my fifth time, to be honest.
Yeah, so what do you think, Rachel?
What do I think about this video? I think that, I think a couple of things. I think that, first of all, she could have made a huge, strong, clear point on the loneliness topic without even including OnlyFans.
That's true.
Exactly.
True,
That's what I've been thinking about.
You know, her right-wing bias was coming out pretty strong, you know, I gotta say.
It was coming out pretty strong, but yeah, I mean, nothing I haven't heard before necessarily. I definitely think that it was funny that you pointed out that it was all white women whenever they looked at the OnlyFans. All videos that I've ever seen about OnlyFans have always been from Black creators.
Interesting.
So, yeah, maybe because of people that I already follow on Instagram or whatever.
No, because it's just people also like Black women, you know.
Yeah, and I think that depending on where you are and depending on your own personal algorithm, that will show you what you see. But, I mean, it's definitely unfair to say that what they're doing isn't work. Of course it's work. Of course it's, you know, like, it's a real job for sure. I mean, they're a creator online. I think that everybody's experience with either dating online or finding connections online, especially romantic, is so different depending on where that person comes from, right?
True.
Like, I think that there are some men who definitely will cross boundaries when they meet somebody online or they see an OnlyFans because they don't maybe have that, like, those social skills or maybe emotional intelligence to recognize what they're getting into, which is simply paying to see something online. It's not necessarily a relationship, but it's not to say that you couldn't find that online if you wanted to. And yeah, as long as you, like, you know, like, you have that part clear, then you won't get hurt, I guess. But I could see something like OnlyFans, of course, contributing towards loneliness if somebody is looking for a real connection in a virtual space.
Yeah, I gotta say, one of the major things that stuck out, Fedora's gonna come back, he's just lagging a little, is the fact that, I have even felt the same loneliness. And not only that, but like, I do feel that kind of awkward tension when I speak to women, because not because I'm not confident in myself, but because I don't know how they're going to react. In many situations, yeah. I feel like in the past, it was a little bit more acceptable to go up to a girl who you don't know and just kind of just start talking to her. But now I feel like that's so unacceptable. Like, now I feel like the only way you're going to talk to a girl is if she's already looked through your whole social media profile. She knows who you are and you've DM'd her a few times, and then it's okay to, like, talk to her in real life. And that's so backwards for me. So do you think that...
I met Arnaldo on Tinder. So we definitely had kind of an established, okay, we did check out each other's profiles beforehand, and we only had one, like, very short conversation before we actually met up. It was not an online relationship whatsoever before we finally met, but it was only a few days, you know what I mean, between matching and meeting up.
So yeah, so like, what would you, just as a woman, how would you advise me? How would you advise me as someone who's very averse to social media? I don't like posting about myself because I see all of what that can lead to. How would you advise me going into this world where I feel like it's increasing? It's not getting better, it's getting worse, in my opinion.
If you're adverse to social media and you don't like to post about yourself, but are you opposed to starting a relationship online?
I'm not, but I feel like the major problem with that is that if I don't look a certain way or if I don't fit a certain whatever, I won't be even considered by a lot of girls. So yeah, it's like I really want to kind of stick to what makes me, right? To be real. And the most real thing about me is that I like to just talk to people in person. I like, I take it slow. I'm not the kind of guy who's just gonna go and ask for a girl's number right away. I want to, talk, get to know them a little. But again, it's like that initial first step feels so much more awkward now than it did in the past.
Interesting. Yeah.
I got laid twice on Tinder, by the way, but it's not the point.
Yeah, how did that work out for you, man? How did that work out afterwards? Did you feel more connected to those girls, or was it like?
Connection. I don't really get this feeling of connection when I meet them in real life. And don't forget, I'm in China, and it's oftentimes been my language barrier. So I don't know. It's like I use all means necessary. So it's like, personally, to me, like, understanding this basic principles of like human psyche, I don't feel like there is a, like, I might be wrong about it, but still there's that big difference for me personally to either go on a date in real life or talk for a little bit and then meet up. Because, well, last time when I met that girl in real life, I succeeded, but previously it's just been all wasting of my time, where I could have just instead texted her for a little while, look for her profile, what she's up to and shit, and then decide. based on my previous experience, also regarding this online postages shit. And then, all right, maybe I should just keep this girl instead of actually trying to take her out, you know. So I believe, like, well, it's just your Rachel is a good example of how this social media got into our life, you know, so like tight. Mm-hmm. But by the same token, I would also say that I don't really care. At this point, it's just like if we cannot really do a good conversation on Tinder or like WhatsApp, it's not gonna be that different if you meet in real life. I mean, it all varies, but just based on my experience, you know, I could say that it has always been like my way of communicating to them instead of what platform to use.
Yeah.
You know.